Blackview BV9900 rugged smartphone comes with a lot of memory, cameras and a powerful processor. It is available in the market from November 2019. The phone got a 5.84-inch Full HD Plus water-drop touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2340 pixels with an aspect ratio of 19:9. And it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. The smartphone has a standard degree of protection for durability, such as IP68 certified. That means it can survive underwater about 1.5 meter of depth and it is going to last for 30 minutes. Also, it is resistant to damage from dropping up to 1.5 meter of height, as well as water immersion, flashing, shock and impact resistant. This smartphone functions well in extremely harsh climate from -30°C to 55°C, and absolutely no problem shows up. The Blackview BV9900 has installed powerful MediaTek Helio P90 processor for its performance with integrated GPU PowerVR GM9446. It has 8GB of RAM with 256GB of internal storage. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 256GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of the smartphone, it has quad camera setup on the back side, 48MP ultra clear camera and a 16MP ultra wide angle camera lens and a 5MP depth sensor camera, and the fourth camera is 2MP macro camera lens. The back camera features 15AI mode, 120° ultra wide angle lens, super night shot mode. Also, you can capture incredible underwater photography up to 1.5 meter in depth. On the front side, it has 16MP selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. The front camera features face cute, portrait mode and face unlock. The Blackview BV9900 offers Android 9 Pie operating system. The available features of this phone are heart rate monitor, barometer, hydrometer, UV filter and NFC. As for the battery, it has 4380 mAh non-removable battery with 18W fast battery charging support and 10W fast wireless charging support. It is enough for about 8 hours of video playback, 8 hours of gaming, 22 hours of music listening, 28 hours of calling, and it has a standard time of 528 hours. The phone available in two color variant, black and silver, and it weighs about 264 grams. Ulefone Armor 7 was available in the market from November 2019. The phone got a 5.99-inch IPS LCD touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2340 pixels with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. And it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. This smartphone has standard degree of protection for durability, such as IP68 certified. That means it can survive underwater for about 1.5 meter of depth and it is gonna last for 30 minutes. So it is resistant to damage from dropping up to 1.2 meter of heights, as well as water immersion, flashing, shock and impact resistant. The Ulefone Armor 7 has installed octa-core MediaTek Helio P90 processor for its performance with integrated GPU IMG PowerVR GM9446. It has 8GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage. The phone supports an expansion of memory of 256GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has triple camera setup on the back side. It has 48MP main shooter with f1.7 aperture and the 16MP secondary lens with f2.0 aperture and the 8MP telephoto lens with f2.4 aperture. The back camera features AI scene recognition, 10x zoom, night photography, telephoto, 5 high brightness rear flash, time lapse, slow motion, 4K video record, underwater photography, etc. On the front side, it has 16MP selfie camera. Ulefone Armor 7 offers Android 9 Pie operating system. The available features of this phone are NFC, Google Pay support, heart rate sensor, pedometer, outdoor toolkit sensor, GPS, etc. Also, there include some special features on their software, such as Do Not Disturb mode for games, teenager modes, etc. As for the battery, it has 5500 mAh non-removable battery with 15W fast battery charging support and 10W fast wireless charging support. It is enough for about 25 hours of talk time and 550 hours of standby time. Also, it has OTG function to support reverse charging. The phone available in black color variant and it weighs about 290 grams. It is available in the market from October 2019. The phone got a 6.3-inch IPS LCD touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2340 pixels with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The smartphone has a standard degree of protection for durability, such as IP68 certified. That means it can survive underwater about 1.5 meters of depth, and it is gonna last for 30 minutes. Also, it is resistant to damage from dropping up to 1.5 meter heights, as well as water immersion, flashing, shock, and impact resistant. The Blackvue BV9800 Pro has installed MediaTek Helio P70 processor for its performance with integrated GPU ARM Mali G72 MP3. It has 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 256GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of the smartphone, it has triple camera setup on the back side. It has 48 megapixel main shooter with a 1.8 aperture, and the second camera is a thermal sensor, and the third camera is 5 megapixel camera assist with thermal imaging. The back camera features thermal imaging camera that locates the heat source and translates it into thermal image so that you can see and measure. It's helpful and sometimes turns out to be your survival tool. Also, it has night shot mode, 3D depth camera mode, and more. On the front side, it has 16 megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. The front camera features AI face beauty function to enhance your facial features even further with clarity and delicacy. Blackview 9800 offers Android 9 Pie operating system. The available features of this phone are GPS, GLONASS, Baidu, air pressure sensor, built-in barometer, fingerprint and face recognition, NFC, walkie-talkie function, support infrared mode, and more. As for the battery, it has 6580 mAh non-removable battery with 18 watt fast battery charging support and 10 watt fast wireless charging support. It is enough for about 14 hours of playback, 30 hours of music listening, 27 hours of calling, and it has a standby time of 840 hours. The phone available in two color variant, black and orange, and it weighs about 322 grams. Doogee S95 Pro is a rugged modular smartphone, the successor to the Doogee S90 Pro model. The design of the phone meets all fashion standards in the current IP68 segment. Of course, the housing protection from moisture, dust, and dropping up to 2 meter heights. But the almost frameless skin, which remembers the design of triple camera, the fingerprint scanner on the side, and rubberized rear panel leave a positive impression. It is available in the market from October 2019. The phone got a 6.3-inch IPS LCD touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2160 pixels with an aspect ratio of 18:9. It is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, and the smartphone has a smart degree of protection for durability, such as IP68 certified. That means it can survive underwater about 3 meters of depth, and it's gonna last for 4 hours. The Doogee S95 Pro has installed octa-core MediaTek Helio P90 processor for its performance with integrated GPU IMG 9XM HP8 970 MHz, 8GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 128GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has triple camera setup on the back side, 48 megapixel main shooter with f2.0 aperture, and the 8 megapixel wide angle lens and the 8 megapixel depth sensor lens. The back camera features 117 degree of ultra wide angle, 10x zoom, depth of field mode, etc. On the front side, it has 8 megapixel selfie camera with f2.2 aperture. Doogee S95 Pro operates Android 9 Pie operating system. The available features of this phone are AGPS, Baidu, GLONASS, GPS, magnetic, hi-fi speaker, and NFC. As for the battery, it has 5150 mAh non-removable battery with 24 watt fast battery charging support and 10 watt fast wireless charging support. It is ready to provide you 10 hours of active screen time. If this battery capacity is not enough for you, then you can buy a battery module at 3500 mAh. The phone available only in black color variant, and it weighs about 285 grams. The AGM X series is most secure and powerful rugged smartphone. It is available in the market from August 2018. The phone got a 5.99-inch IPS LCD touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2160 pixels with an aspect ratio of 18:9. And it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. This smartphone has a standard degree of protection for durability, such as IP68 certified. That means it can survive underwater about 1.5 meters of depth, and it is gonna last for 30 minutes. Also, it is resistant to damage from dropping up to 1.21 meters of height for 26 times at any angle. As well as it has water immersion, flashing, shock, and impact resistant. This smartphone functions well in extremely harsh climate from -25 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius, and absolutely no problem shows up. The AGM X3 has installed Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor for its performance with integrated GPU Adreno 630 with 710 MHz turbo boost. It has 6GB or 8GB of RAM with 64GB, 128GB and 256GB of internal storage. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 128GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has dual camera setup on the back side. It has 12.2 megapixel main shooter with f1.8 aperture and the 24 megapixel telephoto lens with f1.8 aperture. On the front side, it has 20 megapixel selfie camera with f2.2 aperture. AGM X3 operates Android 8.1 Oreo operating system. The available features of this phone are face unlock, fingerprint, NFC, environmental sensor, group mode, JBL speaker, etc. As for the battery, it has 4100 mAh non-removable battery with quick charge 3.0 charging support and 10 watt fast wireless charging support. It is enough for about 8 hours of video playback, 8 hours of gaming, 22 hours of music listening, 28 hours of calling, and it has a standby time of 528 hours. The phone available in black color variant and it weighs about 216 grams.